bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events, some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Idaho.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Idaho's 529 can be used at any in-state or out-of-state 2- or 4-year college or university. Can be used at a trade school for an apprenticeship.
Whatever it is that your kid is interested in, that's available for them to use the fund.
I really like the flexibility. It gives Wild the opportunity to pursue a whole array of training.
So whatever your child's passion is, you can support that.
To learn more, go to idsaves.org.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing. Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Got your checkout, thank you.
May I offer you one of our finest selections? Delicious, rich in protein, and locally produced right here in Idaho. Excellent choice, sir.
Satisfied hearing customer, I'll set.
Dad's home.
I'm home.
Did you get the good stuff?
He's lighting it up. He's going in.
It's that time again. Time to get the health insurance you need for next year. Open enrollment is the time for you to enroll in, renew, or change your coverage. At Your Health Idaho, you can save money with a tax credit on the plan that's best for you and your family. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends December 15th. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. Enroll by December 15th.
Good evening and welcome into this IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the 2025 Idaho High School Football Playoffs on the NFHS Network. This postseason broadcast is presented by Project Filter, your local Toyota dealer, Your Health Idaho, Next Steps Idaho, Ideal, Idaho's College Savings Plan, the Idaho Bowl, Valleywide Cooperative, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Good evening and welcome to Sather Field in Silverton, the home of the Wallace Miners, and a really good opening round matchup here on the State 1A postseason. This is a number 9 versus number 8 matchup here in the opening round. The number 9 seeded Salmon River Savages at 6-3 on the season taking on the number 8 seeded Wallace Miners. They check in with a 7-2 overall mark. Hi, everybody inside the broadcast booth. Brandon Bainey with Sam Buffington tonight on camera. And these two teams love to pile up the points, have had times stopping the opposing offense. So this could be a really fun shootout type style game tonight. We want to thank all of our great sponsors tonight on the broadcast, like the Wallace Miners. Good support here. Congratulations to the Wallace football team from the crew at Wallace Ace Hardware, Northwest Mine Supply, Pressed on Pine, and 1910 Coffee Company. They are wishing the Miners all the best of luck in the playoffs. And for Salmon River tonight, Salmon River Realty, a full-service real estate company. They strive to bring sellers and buyers together to complete the best sale for both parties. Call Abby Tucker, broker, at 208-921-0634, or associate broker Vicky Lowe at 208-791-3320. Salmon River Realty wants to wish the football team good luck in the playoffs. Salmon River Electric proudly serves Riggins, Grangeville, New Meadows, McCall, and beyond. Let Salmon River Electric know how they can help you with your winter electrical projects. Levi Tucker and his crew are proud to support the student athletes in the area. Good luck at stake to the Salmon River football team. Shepherd's Sawmill and Log Homes Incorporated is a family business that is very involved in their community and school. They can take care of all your building needs from under the ground and up. They are experts in residential construction as well as log homes, shops, barns, and outbuildings. Shepherd's Sawmill and Log Homes also has you covered if you need excavation, septic system, building materials, concrete work, custom sawing, beams, and more. Find out more about Shepherd's Sawmill and Log Homes online at shepherdsloghomes.com or call them at 208-628-3563. And since 1987, Vicki Heath and everyone at Heath Realty have been serving Riggins and the surrounding area, helping their friends and neighbors find their fit, whether that be commercial, residential, or even ranches. Health Realty wishes the Savages the best of luck at state this year. Each of these teams just missed out on conference championships. Wallace fell to Coeur de Christ Academy 2 weeks ago, 38-18. That gave the Saints the North Star League Championship and the first-round bye as the district champions from District 1. Wallace rebounded with an 80-0 shutout of Lakeside in their regular season finale last Friday. And for Salmon River, a 6-3 mark, but here are their 3 losses on the season to the numbers 1, 2, and 3 teams in the final Max Preps rankings. That would be number 3 Genesee, 50-20, number 2 Tri-Valley, 72-46, and number 1 Council, 64-14. So Salmon River has proven to be a pretty good team this year. Can they take that next step and join the really great teams? And for Wallace, they didn't have as big of a strength of schedule as Salmon River this year, and they are also trying to prove their mettle here tonight. For Salmon River, their last playoff win came all the way back in 2018 when they defeated Deary in the 1A D2 quarterfinals 50-14, and the playoff drought for Wallace extends even further back than that. You have to go all the way back to the 2011 1A D1 quarterfinals where Wallace defeated Potlatch 52-18. So for Wallace, it has been 14 long years since they've had a playoff victory of any kind, home, road, wherever. And for Salmon River, slightly less, a 7-year drought for the Savages. But two teams that are used to winning, and we are just about ready to go. The Wallace Miners in the black jersey, Salmon River in the road whites. Wallace has won the toss, and we'll see if they decided to defer or take the ball. Either way, we are set up for a really fun game tonight here on IdahoSports.com and the NFHS Network, bringing you the 2025 Idaho High School football postseason. It does look like the Miners will be receiving to start tonight's contest Lennox Radford. The electrifying sophomore transfer from Coeur d'Alene High School stands at his own 22-yard line, ready to return here. And kicking off for the Savages is their do-it-all senior, Riley Davis. On the season, Radford has 6 kick returns, averaging 25.5 yards per return. He just hasn't had a ton of opportunities because, well, teams know they don't want to kick it to him. So here we go. Riley Davis is ready to put the ball in the air. 1A postseason football. First round, enjoy it. Line drive off the hands of the upback, Ashton Holbert. A mad dash and a dive at the 25-yard line. Nice job hopping on top of that one. That was Blake Rose who fell on top of that after it glanced off of Ashton Holbert. And now we see the Wallace offense for the first time tonight, quarterbacked by the electrifying sophomore Cooper Miller. Second year in a row, he's gone over 1,000 yards passing and rushing. 1,922 yards through the air, so probably going to cross 2,000 yards tonight. 1,092 yards on the ground. 30 touchdowns passing, no interceptions, and 20 touchdowns rushing on the season. That is 50 total touchdowns for those of you keeping score at home. They will start with a handoff to Ashton Holbert off the left side here. Runs right into the teeth of the Salmon River defense and will pick up a yard on the carry. The rest of the Wallace offense tonight, the offensive line, 3 juniors, Reese Williams and Rossi Korosik are the guards. Benjamin Lacko at center. The tight end is senior Gus Scott. The wide receivers are junior Hank Larson and sophomore Lennox Radford. And it's Ashton Holbert and Cooper Miller, the sophomore running back and quarterback in the backfield. 2nd and 9 for the Miners here. High snap to Miller. We'll take it off the right side. Good block out on the edge from Holbert, and Miller will scoot out of bounds as our official slips and slides. The field is a little wet out there. We'll take it out to the 37-yard line. And so a nice run there by Cooper Miller and a gain of 13 on the run there by Cooper Miller. So 2 plays and a first down here for Wallace. Miner fans like the start. A Wallace team that scored 80 their last time out. Miller in an empty set this time will fumble it, and it's recovered by the Salmon River nose tackle. A wet ball just slipped out of the hands of Cooper Miller. He's trying to say that was an incomplete pass, but it's Xander Walker with potentially his 2nd fumble recovery of the season, and it is. So Xander Walker, the junior nose tackle, pounces on the football for Salmon River, and the Savages with an early takeaway on defense. The turnover battle is going to be a key factor today. Here's Riley Davis. He slips and falls. It is wet out there, and it is slick, and you can see right now everybody struggling to find their footing. So Riley Davis on the carry for a gain of 0 on that play. It'll be 2nd and 10 here for the Savages with the ball at the Salmon River 36-yard line. Or excuse me, the Wallace 36-yard line. So a nice fumble recovery there by Salmon River and the nose tackle, Xander Walker. Another run for Davis. Bounces it to the outside this time, and Davis will pick up 3. So 2 plays, 2 runs here for Riley Davis of Salmon River. Brings up a 3rd and 7. See if the Savages can convert here on 3rd and 7. 10 minutes in our opening quarter, no score yet. Opening drive of the game for the Savages. High snap. Shepard, the quarterback, is going to take off and run. Has the first down right at the marker. This is going to be close, but it should be enough on the run. We'll see where they spot this at. And they will say 4th down. So 6 yards on the run by Shepard there, the quarterback. It's going to be 4th and 1 here for the Savages. Ball is at the Wallace 27-yard line. They've got to get to the 26. Hard counted Wallace jump, maybe. They'll give to Davis, and he's going to be right at the marker. I think he's got enough for the first down. We'll see. This could be a big stop for the Wallace defense here early. And they do say yes, enough for the first down. So let's introduce you to the Salmon River offense tonight. Quarterbacked by junior Blake Shepard, 1,429 yards passing and 13 touchdowns. He's also run for 353 yards and 7 touchdowns as well. So Shepard doing great things in Salmon River. Who knew? That's a fairly common name down there in Riggins. Lots of Shepherds doing lots of good things. Penalty comes out here. Shepherd will take off and run up the middle. Has room inside the 10, down around the 9, but this may be coming back on a procedural penalty here. Yeah, this one is going to be against Salmon River before the play could even get going. The rest of the Salmon River offense tonight, 3 juniors starting on the offensive line. Kingston Pyle and Zayden Rambo are the guards. Xander Walker at center. He recovered the big fumble on defense. The tight end is sophomore Hayes Pratt. The wide receivers are a pair of sophomores, Malachi Cable and Max Peterson. The running back is senior Riley Davis, and the junior quarterback is Blake Shepard. Riley Davis is the bell cow of the offense, 1,355 yards rushing with 24 touchdowns this season. Wallace head coach Jared Young said that is priority number 1 tonight, is stopping Riley Davis. So it is 8:30 to play first quarter, no score. First and 16. Shepard will take off and run across the 20 down to about the 19-yard line here. It's going to bring up second down and manageable here. It's going to be second down and about 6 here, so a 10-yard run there for Shepard. The Wallace defense tonight, the defensive ends are sophomore Ashton Holbert and junior Reese Williams. The defensive tackles are senior Spencer Strange and junior Rossi Korosik. The linebackers, sophomore Charlie Stone and junior Hank Larson on the outside. Junior Marley Pierce anchors the middle, 96 tackles coming into tonight, so he'll probably cross 100. And in the secondary, one defensive back tonight, it's sophomore Lennox Radford. And another procedural penalty here against Salmon River, a false start. So instead of 2nd and 5 or 2nd and 6, it's going to be 2nd down and 11 now for the Savages. So a couple of penalties here against Salmon River early on this opening drive after Xander Walker recovered a fumble out of the hands of Cooper Miller. 2nd and 11. Shepard slinging it. That is caught by Malachi Cable on the little screen route there, a little bubble screen. And Cable will take it out to the 24-yard line, gain of 2. Well, we'll call it a gain of 3 to make it 3rd and 9. So first completed pass of the night for Salmon River goes for 2 yards to Malachi Cable. 3rd and 9 for the Savages here. You figure it's 2-down territory. Shepard in an empty set. 3 receivers to the right side. Shepard rolling out that way. Off his back foot, delivers. That's complete to Davis. Inside the 15. Inside the 10. Inside the 5. And finally knocked out of bounds around the 3-yard line. So that pass goes from the 24. Marley Pearson on the stop. And that's going to be down to the 4-yard line. So first and goal from the 4 after the 20-yard pitch and catch from Shepard to Davis. First and goal for Salmon River, threatening to score first in this one with 6.5 to play in our opening quarter of action. They give to Davis, met straight on. Ball came out at the very end, but ruled down by contact and crashing in there for Wallace defensively that time. Marley Pierce again. So Pierce creeping ever closer to 100 tackles on the season. Came in with 96 total tonight. It's going to be second and goal from the 4. Now we'll call it the 3. Officially a 1-yard gain there for Davis. Actually, no, back to the 4. No gain on that run. So second and goal from the 4. Shepard out of the gun. Will tuck it and be plastered again by Marley Pierce. That's tackle number 99. And the next one will be 100 for the season. And Shepard loses a yard. It's third and goal from the 5. Wow, Marley Pierce just sticking his nose in there on back-to-back plays for the Miners. 5.5 to play in a fast-moving first quarter here. Still no score. Salmon River trying to change that, but they have not been able to get anything going in the run game here down near the goal line. It's third and goal from the 5 for the Savages. Again, Shepard out of the gun. Rolling out right side. Pump fakes, lobs it. It is deflected and broken up. Lennox Radford on the coverage. They were trying to go to Malachi Cable in that far corner of the end zone, but Lennox Radford with pretty good coverage there defensively. And now it's going to be 4th and goal for the Miners. So 4th and goal for Salmon River from the 5. Can Wallace get one more stop here defensively? They hand off to Davis. Up the middle. He's in for the touchdown. Riley Davis scores from 5 yards out on 4th and goal. And Salmon River strikes first. Anytime you're a road team in the playoffs and you get the first points, that is significant. So a 5-yard touchdown run for Riley Davis. And now they'll line up and go for 2. Shepard with Davis on his right hip here. It's an option play. Davis pitches to Shepard. And actually Shepard pitches to Davis. And Davis is in for the 2-point conversion. So Davis finds the end zone. And it's 8-0. Salmon River here with 5:01 to play in our first quarter of action. And so Salmon River off the turnover by Xander Walker. Cash in on 4th and goal here, and an 8-0 lead for the Savages. Tonight's game on IdahoSports.com is brought to you in part by Salmon River Electric, proudly serving Riggins, Grainsville, New Meadows, McCall, and beyond. Let Salmon River Electric know how they can help you with your winter electrical projects. Levi Tucker and his crew are proud to support the student athletes in the area. Good luck at state to the Salmon River football team. We also want to thank our great power boosters tonight for Salmon River, Cottonwood Community Federal Credit Union and Riggins Whitewater Market. So an 8-0 lead for Salmon River here on the road in Silverton, home of the Wallace Miners. Silverton and Wallace are literally a mile apart from each other. You hit Silverton first if you're coming from Coeur d'Alene, which is how Salmon River came over today. So you don't get quite into Wallace. Riley Davis to kick off here for the Savages. Again, it's Lennox Radford back deep to return. They tried the squibber the first time up tonight, and we could see something similar here. Davis is ready. Long kick. Radford will have to retreat. Will have to go all the way back to his 7-yard line and pick it up. Trying to find an edge and will not find it. Malachi Cable, a fellow sophomore, comes up and makes the tackle right around the 10-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 here for Wallace. Let's introduce you to the Salmon River defense tonight. We didn't get a chance to because they got the turnover so quickly. 4 defensive linemen. The defensive ends are juniors Kingston Pyle and Zayden Rambo. The defensive tackles are Hayes Pratt and Xander Walker. Walker had the big fumble recovery. The linebackers tonight for Salmon River. It's going to be Riley Davis in the middle, Malachi Cable on the outside, and Yusefa Case, the sophomore, on the outside as well. And then one defensive back, it's junior Blake Shepard. Yusefa Case, sophomore, getting more playing time here as of late. 1st and 10 for Wallace from their own 11-yard line. QB sweep with Cooper Miller trying to get to the edge. Davis trying to get there. Miller's going to squeeze a couple out. That is Davis and Shepard in on the stop. That shouldn't surprise you because those are the top 2 tacklers on the Salmon River defense this season. Good sprint there by Cooper Miller, though, and a pickup of 8 to make it 2nd down and 2 for the Miners with the ball at the 22-yard line of Salmon River. So Miller with the 8-yard run, 2nd and 2, 4:20 to play, first quarter, 8-0 lead for the Savages. Screen pass complete. This is Hank Larson. Larson breaks a tackle up the sideline, still going. Out to the 35 and the 36-yard line. So Hank Larson motoring a gain of 12 and a 1st down. That play was bottled up initially, but Hank Larson kept the feet moving and is able to pick up 11 yards on the reception out to the Wallace 41-yard line where it'll be, or excuse me, the 36 where it'll be 1st and 10. They give to Holbert, and Holbert just up the middle to the 41-yard line. That's a gain of 5 there for Ashton Holbert.
5-yard gain on the play, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 here for the Miners. 3:20 to play in our opening quarter. 8-0 lead for Salmon River on a 5-yard touchdown run by Riley Davis on 4th and goal from the 5, of all things. Man in motion is Radford. Miller alone in an empty set. Will take off and run. Gets a good block from Reese Williams. Has the 1st down and more. The 50, the 45, the 40, the 30, the 20. No one will catch him. Cooper Miller all the way to the end zone. That is a 69-yard touchdown run. So a 59-yard touchdown run by Cooper Miller, and Wallace a 2-point conversion away from tying this one up. Cooper Miller found the edge and then turned on the afterburners and ran away from the rest of the defense. Miller to the end zone on a 59-yard touchdown run. And now Wallace will line up and try to go for 2 here. 3 minutes to play in the opening quarter of action. Miller on the rollout will take off and run, and will get in for the 2-point conversion. So Miller runs it in. We're tied at 8 with 3 minutes on the nose to play first quarter. Tonight's game on IdahoSports.com. Good support on both sides here for Wallace. Congratulations to the Wallace football team from the crew at Wallace Ace Hardware, Northwest Mine Supply, Pressed on Pine, and 1910 Coffee Company. They're wishing the Miners all the best of luck in the playoffs.
Hey, Corey! Corey! You want me to still say great stuff? And with that touchdown comes another donation to the athletic fund made by Chris and Eddie at Hammondville, Donnie, and Bromley, attorneys at law.
So now Rossi Korosik will kick away here for the Miners after Cooper Miller finds the end zone on a 59-yard touchdown run. Squibber! And Hayes Pratt just falls on top of it. Nearly lost it for a moment, but it'll be 1st and 10 for the Savages here from their own 49-yard line. So good field position for Salmon River. The last time the Savages had the ball, it came off of a takeaway. Xander Walker with a fumble recovery in Wallace territory. Ultimately 4th and goal from the 5, and Riley Davis delivered. So we are tied at 8 here inside of 3 minutes to play first quarter. Shepard out of the gun, 1st and 10 right from the 50-yard line. Shepard taking a deep shot for Pratt, and that pass too far ahead, incomplete. Pratt lost his footing, and then Radford lost his footing, and that pass sails way incomplete. So that'll make it 2nd and 10 here for Salmon River. Second and 10, ball's out. Did Wallace jump on top of that? Yes, they did. Rossi Korosik jumps on top of that fumble. So each team's number 99 has recovered a fumble. Xander Walker for Salmon River and Rossi Korosik for Wallace. How about that? So fumble recovery by the Miners. And Wallace with their first takeaway. Now it'll be 1st and 10 for the Miners with the ball right at the 50-yard line. Miller will go under center here. I formation, dump it off, waggle play, caught Larson in the flat, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5, the end zone. Touchdown, one play, 50 yards. Wallace in front. A 50-yard touchdown strike on a little waggle play from Miller to Larson. And now again, the Miners will line up and go for two here with 2:39 to play in the opening quarter of action. Empty set here for Miller. Looking on the fade, it is snared by Gus Scott, the tight end. Nice fade delivered from Miller to Scott. And it is 16-8 Wallace with 2:39 to play in our opening quarter of action here, opening round of the 1A postseason. Shepherd Sawmill in Log Homes Incorporated is a family business that is very involved in their community and school. They can take care of all your building needs from under the ground and up. They are experts in residential construction as well as log homes, shops, barns, and outbuildings. Shepherd Sawmill in Log Homes also has you covered if you need excavation, septic system, building materials, concrete work, custom sawing, beams, and more. Find out more about Shepherd Sawmill in Log Homes online at shepherdsloghomes.com or call them at 208-628-3563. So a fumble recovery by Rossi Korosik, and one play later, 50-yard touchdown from Cooper Miller to Hank Larson. And now it's another onside kick that's off the hands of Hayes into the hands of the lineman, Zayden Rambo. And Rambo rumbles out to the 46-yard line of Wallace, where it will be 1st and 10 for Salmon River. So just like that, Wallace now in front in terms of the possession game here, 16-8 after they turned it over on their opening drive. A lighter crowd than usual tonight because the Wallace Miners volleyball team is competing at the 2A state volleyball tournament in Post Falls. 1st and 10 for Salmon River. The Salmon River girls are also competing at the 1A state volleyball tournament. That's in Coeur d'Alene. So both fan bases are kind of caught between both events in the middle here. That's a 3-yard run for Riley Davis on 1st down to make it 2nd and 7. Ball is at the Wallace 44-yard line. 2 minutes to play, first quarter of action here. 16-8 lead for Wallace. Play action, they'll sling it to Cable in the flat, and Cable's got room to run. The 35, the 20, penalty flag comes out inside the 10, into the end zone for the touchdown, but this will be coming back on a holding penalty against Salmon River out on the perimeter. So Malachi Cable, for the moment, has a 44-yard touchdown reception on a little waggle play, kind of like Wallace ran for their touchdown, but holding on the perimeter. Now that is a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, so it should still be close to 1st down yardage. Officially, it's going to be 2nd down, and wow, they only gained 1 yard on that. Okay, I thought it was a little further downfield. But they gain a yard, so it's 2nd and 6 now. We'll replay the down for the Savages. Ball now at the Wallace 43-yard line. Shepherd out of the pistol this time. Quarterback draw, gets past Williams, but not Korosik. Rossi Korosik comes up with the tackle. And Shepherd is only going to get a yard on that run, and it's going to be 3rd and 5 now for Salmon River. 1:20 to play here in our opening stanza of action. A 16-8 lead for the Miners. Over the middle, pass incomplete. Diving for it, Riley Davis. Incomplete, though, in 4th and 5, and you figure Salmon River's going to go for it here. So Shepard started the game tonight 2 for 2 for 22 yards. He is 0 for 3 since. And another pivotal 4th and 5. You know, the last time Salmon River had a 4th and 5, it was 4th and goal from the 5, and Riley Davis took it into the end zone. This time he would need a 41-yard touchdown gallop to match that. 4th and 5. Shepard on the rollout. Hit as he throws. It is caught between two defenders at the 31-yard line. A gain of 10 and a first down. What a reception by Riley Davis. Caught it between two Wallace defenders, and they kind of collided on the play, and Davis was able to wriggle free. And so 1st and 10 for Salmon River. Ball at the Wallace 31-yard line. Clock rolling down to the final 35 seconds of the opening quarter here. Shotgun formation. Hayes the man in motion. They'll give to Davis on the counter, right side, kind of crunched up there after a gain of a couple. Again, Pearson Korosik in there. So Marley Pierce over 100 tackles on the season now. Came in with 96 total. 2 yards for Davis, and that may take us to the end of the quarter, and it is. After 1 quarter of play, Wallace on top of Salmon River, 16-8. Salmon River Realty is a full-service real estate company. They strive to bring sellers and buyers together to complete the best sale for both parties. Call Abby Tucker, broker, at 208-921-0634 or associate broker Vicki Lowe at 208-791-3320. Salmon River Realty wants to wish the football team good luck in the playoffs. And since 1987, Vicki, Heath, and everyone at Heath Realty have been serving Riggins and the surrounding area, helping their friends and neighbors find their fit, whether that be commercial, residential, or even ranches. Heath Realty wishes the Savages the best of luck at state this year. So second quarter about to begin here. 2nd down and 9. 2nd down and 8 for the Savages here. We flip the field. Shepard will keep up the middle. Ball comes out again, and it's recovered by the Miners. Hank Larson with the fumble recovery. So Hank Larson comes up with the 2nd fumble recovery of the night for Wallace, and the 3rd between the two teams combined. That field is wet, it is slick, and that ball is more slippery than a bar of soap. I mean, it is incredible how much the ball's been on the grass tonight. So Larson with the fumble recovery, and Wallace gets it back off the turnover here, leading 16-8. 1st and 10 for the Miners from their own 15-yard line. Miller will keep and now go up the middle. Patient running out across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Pickup of 6.
Tackle made by Rambo.
So 2nd and 6 here for the Miners. Second quarter.
5-yard gain on the play. 2nd down.
2nd and 4. Holbert on the call. And Holbert will be a yard shy of the first down marker. 3rd and 1 upcoming.
Holbert on the carry. Tackle made by Pratt. 4-yard gain on the play. 3rd down.
Third and 1 for Wallace. Ball is at their own 24-yard line. They've got to get to the 25 for the first down. Miller breaks the huddle and will send 2 receivers out to the left side. Miller on the sweeps, got the first down across the 25 into the 26, a pickup of 2.
Miller on the carry.
So Miller for 2. Enough to move the chains. Each team changed its defensive front tonight. Oh, holding call against Wallace in the backfield. Didn't see that initially, so wipe out that 2-yard run. Wipe out the first down. And it's going to be 3rd and long here for Wallace. So both teams usually play 3-man fronts defensively, but tonight, knowing how Riley Davis for Salmon River and Cooper Miller for Wallace like to run the rock, each team beefed up and put a 4th defensive lineman in there. It's now 3rd and 11 for Wallace after that 10-yard holding penalty. And they're back at their own 16-yard line. Miller on the rollout, taking a deep shot for Lennox. Radford! Oh, in and out of the hands, incomplete. Right around the 50-yard line. Another penalty flag is out meanwhile. So let's see what this call is. Wallace seems to think it's against Salmon River. Let's see. It is defensive holding against Salmon River. Okay. We'll see how much penalty yardage this tacks on. But boy, Lennox Radford nearly made an incredible grab around the 50-yard line. Just glanced in and out of the hands. So a 10-yard holding penalty takes us right back to where we started this thing. 3rd and 1. So we went from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 11, back to 3rd and 1. 10:15 to play before halftime, a 16-8 lead for Wallace. And now a 3rd and 1 for the Miners from their own 24-yard line. And again, the 25 is where they need to get to. 3rd crack at it here for the Miners. I formation, Miller under center, QB sneak, has the first down and more all the way out across the 30. Still going. And finally brought down at the 33-yard line. Wow, that is a gain of 9 on 3rd and 1. They'll mark him back at the 33-yard line, so a gain of 8 officially there. And again, the Miners are able to move the sticks. So 1st and 10 for Wallace from their own 33-yard line here. Wallace and Salmon River trying to end playoff droughts. Salmon River's last playoff win came in 2018. For Wallace, it was all the way back in 2011. Screen pass, Larson caught along the sideline, the 40, and Hank Larson is awfully close to that first down marker. We'll see where they mark him at. It's going to be 2nd down and short here for the Miners. A gain of 9 officially there. 2nd and 1. Play blown dead here. Is this a delay of game against the Miners? It is. And those are the plays that'll just irritate a coach here in the postseason. Because now you go from 2nd and 1 to 2nd and 6.
5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
And the ball is back now at the Wallace 37-yard line. Miller out of the gun. Will keep off the right side, has the edge, the 40, and out to the 45-yard line and up to the 46. And that is enough to move the chains.
Tackle made by Cable. Brings the ball to the 46-yard line.
Gain of 11 for Cooper Miller.
First down, Niners.
So 1st and 10 now for the Wallace Miners. From their own 46-yard line. Long, methodical drive here for Wallace. We're down to 8 minutes to play before halftime. Flag comes out as the ball is snapped. Lennox Radford drops the screen pass anyways.
Complete intended for Radford. There is a flag on the far side of the field. Illegal motion against the Niners.
Illegal motion against Wallace there, so a 5-yard penalty will make it 1st and 15 for the Miners now from their own 41-yard line. So each side is committed, you know, a handful of penalties on both sides tonight. So first and 15. Miller, alone out of the gun, will take off and run off the right side, scampering into Salmon River territory, crosses the 50. Where did he step out, though? Looks like they're going to say he stepped out back at the Wallace 49-yard line. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 7 after that 8-yard run there by Miller. 16-8 lead for Wallace, a 59-yard touchdown run by Cooper Miller and a 50-yard touchdown pass from Miller to Larson. And 2 successful 2-point conversions. Salmon River led 8-0 at one point. Riley Davis scored on a 5-yard touchdown run on 4th and goal from the 5. Right now, though, it's Wallace with the lead and the ball. Bootleg, Miller on 2nd and 7. Waggle caught by Larson. But this time, Hayes Pratt is there for the tackle. And Larson gets a yard on the waggle that time. That went for 50 yards and a touchdown the last time they ran that play, and Hayes Pratt said, "Nuh-uh, I'm not going to allow that again." So it's 3rd down and 5. Really, it's 3rd down and 6 here for Wallace. Ball is right at the 50-yard line, and they have to get it to the Salmon River 40. Well, yeah, I guess it's the 45 for the first down. So 3rd and a long 5 here. And 6:55 to play before halftime. Miller slinging it on the screen. Larson turns upfield the other direction and will be short of the first down marker by a couple of yards. It's going to be a 2-yard gain to Larson. Riley Davis in on the stop. Cooper Miller is 5 for 5. Passing, all 5 completions have gone to Larson tonight. And it's 4th and 3 for Wallace from the Salmon River 43. They've got to get to the 40. Or excuse me, from the Salmon River 48. They've got to get to the 45 for the first down. Miller alone in an empty set here on 4th and 3. Hard count. Salmon nearly jumped. Miller on the rollout, looking for the edge. Won't get there. Salmon River with the stop. Malachi Cable comes up to stop Miller short. Miller needed 3. He only got 2, and Salmon River turns over the Miners on downs. And now the Savages get the ball back here at midfield in good position. 5:48 to play here before halftime. A prime spot here for the Savages of Salmon River, trailing 16-8. Trying to find the tying score potentially. Hand off to Davis, and again he slips and falls on the handoff, and Rossi Korosik on the tackle for loss there. Davis is going to lose a yard. Riley Davis has had a hard time getting his footing down tonight. Like we said, the field out there is kind of slick. Definitely wet and muddy right in the middle of the field, in between the hashes. And, of course, wouldn't be a game in Silverton without some milk droppings out there as well. 2nd and 11. Shepard alone out of the gun. Pump fake, now will take off and run, has daylight across the 50. Still going to the 40-yard line. Great scramble there. A gain of 16 and a first down for the Savages right at the Wallace 40-yard line. So Blake Shepard with a nice pump fake got his man in the air, and then as he hit the corner, nobody was home. So 1st and 10 for Salmon River. Ball at the Wallace 40-yard line here. A 16-8 lead for the Miners, opening round of the State 1A playoffs. Two receivers either side. Shepard, screen pass complete to Davis, the 40, the 35, and out of bounds right at the 35-yard line. That's a 5-yard, well, a 6-yard pitch and catch. So 2nd and 4 here for Salmon River. Ball at the Wallace 34-yard line. Salmon River 6 and 3 in the regular season. Wallace 7 and 2. Hand off to Davis. Churning the legs, still going inside the 20, inside the 10, inside the 5, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Salmon River. That is a 34-yard touchdown run for Riley Davis. An injured Wallace Miner at the end of the play as well. It's Marley Pierce, the middle linebacker. That would be a significant blow to the Wallace defense. Hopefully he's all right. Yeah, Marley Pierce looks okay as he comes walking off. So a 34-yard touchdown run for Riley Davis. And we are a 2-point conversion away from a tie ball game here with 3:50 to play before halftime. Salmon River lining up for two. Shepard alone. Davis in motion. Fake to Davis. Shepard up the middle, trying to stretch. The ball comes out, and that 2-point conversion is denied. So Wallace hanging on to a 16-14 lead here over Salmon River with 3:50 to play before halftime. We'll be back right after this break. You're watching the 2025 Idaho High School Football Playoffs and IdahoSports.com GameStreams production on the NFHS Network.
Dear Savvy, who says you can't have it all? You've got the tech, you've got the drive, and now you've got Toyota value. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to Sather Field in Silverton, home of the Wallace Miners. Brandon Bainey and Sam Buffington with you on IdahoSports.com and the NFHS Network tonight. It is a cool, crisp Halloween night here in Silverton. Not sure if it's a full moon tonight because we got a little fog rolling in here off in the valley, the Silver Valley. Riley Davis to kick off here for Salmon River after a 34-yard touchdown run. They did not get the 2-point conversion, though, so it remains 16-14 in favor of the Miners. Lennox Radford scoops up this kickoff on a hop up to the 15-yard line, still going across the 20, and a good return out to the 24-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Miners. On Wallace's last possession, they went for it on 4th down and 3 and did not pick up the first down. Cooper Miller was stopped after a 2-yard gain. So the Miners back to work here with 3:43 to play here before halftime, and with Wallace kicking off to begin the second half. This is a critical drive here for the Miners offense. Miller, flag comes out, going to take a deep shot for Radford. It is caught in stride. Radford will take this one all the way, but it may be coming back on a penalty. We'll see what the call is. The flag was thrown right as the ball was snapped. If it's against Salmon River, it's a 76-yard touchdown pass, but I have a suspicion this will be against the Miners. Illegal shift.
Illegal shift against the Miners. That will negate the touchdown. Five-yard penalty, still first down.
First and 15 now, and Miller has to just fall on it. That is going to be a loss of about 4. See where they mark this at.
2-yard loss on the play, second down.
So Miller loses 2, and it's 2nd and 17 now for the Miners. Second and 17, Miller with time, taking a deep shot again for Radford. It is a little off target. Radford turned the wrong way. Radford turned to the inside, and the pass was thrown to the outside, incomplete. But you can tell they like Radford beating Shepard, the defensive back there. They've tried to target him a couple of times on those home run balls and deep shots. Miller completes it. This is Lennox Radford, and this time they get the home run connection. That's actually Hank Larson on the touchdown reception. That is an 83-yard touchdown from Cooper Miller to Hank Larson, and the Larson show continues. It is now 22-14 Wallace, and an opportunity to go up 2 scores here with a successful 2-point conversion. Wow, what a strike. 83 yards to Larson. So Wallace will line up and go for 2. And Miller runs it in. And it is 24-14 Wallace with just 2:27 to play before halftime now. On the scramble, this is Blake Shepard. Shepard's got room to run inside the 10 and finally knocked out around the 5-yard line. So that started at the 49-yard line. They're going to mark him out back around the 11, it looks like. So that is a gain of 38 on the run there for Shepard. And Salmon River not wasting any time trying to get back in this one. 1:55 and counting before halftime, and the Savages down by 10. First and 10 for Salmon River from the 11-yard line. Shepard, handoff to Davis, straight up the middle, straight into the end zone. Touchdown, Salmon River. Right up the gut, and Davis on the 11-yard touchdown run. Back and forth we go. And again, Salmon lining up and going for two. They are 1 for 2 on 2-point conversions tonight. Up the middle. And Shepard is in for the 2-point conversion to make it 24-22. And so 24-22, Wallace's lead cut down to 2 with 1:23 to play here before halftime. Squib kick out of bounds into the end zone for the touchback, actually. So first and 10 for Wallace from their own 10-yard line here. On the rollout, Miller off and running. Will take it out to the 35-yard line. That is a gain of 15 and a first down. Actually, a 14-yard run out to the 34 officially is where they mark him out. So fresh set of downs for the Miners. A minute 16 to play here before halftime. Miller takes the snap, taking a deep shot for Larson, overshoots him, incomplete. 2nd and 10 for the Wallace Miners now from their own 34-yard line. Second and 10. Out route caught by Larson, the 40, the 45, the 50, and slipping and sliding out of bounds around the 46-yard line. That's a 20-yard connection from Miller to Larson. And it's 1st and 10 for Wallace. Ball at the Salmon River 47-yard line. Larson inside the 10. Down around the 9-yard line. Another 38 yards from Miller to Larson, and Wallace is cooking here with 48 seconds and rolling before halftime. It'll be 1st and goal for Wallace from the 9-yard line. Miller into the end zone. Touchdown, Wallace. Cooper Miller scoots in from 9 yards out. 30-22 Miners. And that comes with 31 seconds to play here before halftime. And a timeout by Wallace as well. They want to talk about this 2-point conversion play. So a 9-yard touchdown run by Cooper Miller. And for the moment, Wallace up 8. But again, trying to remain up by 2 scores here. For the moment, 30-22 lead for Wallace out of the timeout. A pivotal 2-point conversion as the Miners try to remain in front by 2 scores. Two-point try. Miller with Radford in motion. Miller to the left side, gets the block from Holbert. Doesn't make it, though. Denied on the 2-point try, and a big stop by Salmon River, and it remains a 1-score game at 30-22. And just 31 seconds to go before halftime now for Salmon River. Here's the kick on the return. Malachi Cable with room to run. And Cable a good return out to the 41-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 for Salmon River. And 21 seconds to go before halftime, and they've got all 3 timeouts still at their disposal. Incomplete pass for Shepard. Hit as he threw that one. And it'll be 2nd and 10 here for the Savages.
Pass falls incomplete. Intended for Cable. Radford on the coverage.
So 2nd and 10 for Salmon River. 16 seconds to go before halftime. Shepard on the out route, complete. This is Riley Davis. Wallace keeps him in bounds. Salmon River will take the timeout after the 11-yard connection there from Shepard to Davis. And so Salmon River spends the timeout with just 8 seconds to play now before halftime. Salmon River trying to steal a score here before halftime. So out of the timeout, 1st and 10 here for Salmon River. 8 seconds to go before halftime. Shepard. Flag comes out, throws underneath to Pratt, the tight end. Across the 40. Time expires and flags on the play. We'll have to see what the call is here. If it's a defensive penalty, the half can't end. We have to have one untimed down. But multiple flags came out. So if they offset, I believe we would replay the down as well. So. And holding against the defense, pass interference against the offense. Those penalties will offset, and we will have one untimed down to conclude our first half of action. So it'll be Salmon River with one untimed down, barring another defensive penalty, and it will come from the Wallace 47-yard line. They're going to sling it in the flat. Another flag comes out. This is Riley Davis across the 40 and to the 39-yard line. But again, we got to sort out what the laundry is out on the field.
With the tackle, there's a flag on the far side of the field. Illegal motion against the Savages. That will bring us to the end of the first half. Your hometown Layers 3. Salmon River Savages 22.
And so that penalty against Salmon River offensively, illegal shift, will be declined, and that will take us to halftime. A really fun and entertaining one, and at the halftime break, it is Wallace 30, Salmon River 22 here in the opening round of the 1A state playoffs. We'll be back with the halftime show right after this break. You're watching an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the 2025 Idaho High School Football Playoffs on the NFHS Network.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Idaho.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Idaho's 529 can be used at any in-state or out-of-state 2- or 4-year college or university. Can be used at a trade school for an apprenticeship.
Whatever it is that your kid is interested in, that's available for them to use the fund.
I really like the flexibility. It gives Wild the opportunity to pursue a whole array of training.
So whatever your child's passion is, you can support that.
To learn more, go to idsaves.org.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Il me semble que ce matin le soleil peine à colorer le ciel. Voudrais prolonger les vacances.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
It's that time again. Time to get the health insurance you need for next year. Open enrollment is the time for you to enroll in, renew, or change your coverage. At Your Health Idaho, you can save money with a tax credit on the plan that's best for you and your family. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends December 15th. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. Enroll by December 15th.
It is halftime here at Sather Field in Silverton, and at the break, a good one. Wallace leads Salmon River 30-22 in this 1A state football playoff opener. We want to thank all our great sponsors tonight. For Salmon River, Great Power Boosters, Cottonwood Community Federal Credit Union, and Riggins Whitewater Market. Salmon River Realty is a full-service real estate company. They strive to bring sellers and buyers together to complete the best sale for both parties. Call Abby Tucker, broker, at 208-921-0634, or associate broker Vicki Lowe at 208-791-3320. Salmon River Realty wants to wish the football team good luck in the playoffs. Salmon River Electric proudly serves Riggins, Grangeville, New Meadows, McCall, and beyond. Let Salmon River Electric know how they can help you with your winter electrical projects. Levi Tucker and his crew are proud to support the student athletes in the area. Good luck at state to the Salmon River football team. Shepherd Sawmill and Log Homes Incorporated is a family business that's very involved in their community and school. They can take care of all your building needs from under the ground and up. They are experts in residential construction as well as log homes, shops, barns, and outbuildings. Shepherd Sawmill and Log Homes also has you covered if you need excavation, septic system, building materials, concrete work, custom sawing, beams, and more. Find out more about Shepherd Sawmill and Log Homes online at shepherdsloghomes.com. or call them at 208-628-3563. Since 1987, Vicki Heath and everyone at Heath Realty have been serving Riggins and the surrounding area, helping their friends and neighbors find their fit, whether that be commercial, residential, or even ranches. Heath Realty wishes the Savages the best of luck at state this year. And congratulations to the Wallace football team from the crew at Wallace Ace Hardware, Northwest Mine Supply, Preston Pine, and 1910 Coffee Company. They are wishing the Miners all the best of luck in the playoffs. Let's take a look at the first half stats here quickly while we have a moment. First for Wallace, they are the team on top here at the halftime break. 145 yards rushing, 214 yards through the air, 359 total yards of offense in that first half, and 30 points as well. It's a pretty good first half for the Wallace offense. Cooper Miller is the leading rusher, 11 carries for 136 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ashton Holbert has 3 carries for 9 yards. In the passing game, Cooper Miller, 8 of 10 for 214 yards and 2 touchdowns, and all 8 receptions have gone to Hank Larson, 8 catches for 214 yards and 2 touchdowns there. And for Salmon River in the opening half of action, 128 yards on the ground, only 49 through the air, though, for a total of 177 total yards of offense there. So they are lagging behind Wallace in the yardage department, but only down 1 score at 30-22. Leading rusher is the quarterback, Blake Shepard. He has 6 carries for 70 yards. Riley Davis is 10 carries for 58 yards and 3 touchdowns. And then Blake Shepard, 6 carries for 70 yards there. Shepard is also 5 of 9 passing for 49 yards. Davis has caught 4 balls for 47 yards. And Malachi Cable has 1 grab for 2 yards. And those are your halftime stats. And we are ready to go with our third quarter kickoff. Wallace will be kicking off here. Rossi Korosik kicking off to Salmon River. And so the Savages only down by 1 score, a prime opportunity on their opening drive of this third period. The kickoff is scooped up by the up man and fallen on. That is Shepard. And the third quarter underway. Really fun back and forth affair. 2 very evenly matched teams here in the opening round of the state 1A playoffs. First and 10 for Salmon River. They will start from their own 43-yard line here. Shepard and company, a big possession, a chance to potentially tie this contest. They'll start with Riley Davis and a good run. The 50, lowering the shoulder across the Wallace 40 and down to the 39-yard line. That is a gain of 19 and a first down. So Davis picking up right where he left off, rumbling ahead for 19 yards. And Davis is the kind of runner that as the game goes on, he gets stronger. You saw it there lowering the shoulder on that last run. So first and 10 for Salmon River. Ball now at the Wallace 39-yard line. Shepard gives to Davis again. And this time Davis brought down by Reese Williams. Right at the line of scrimmage, no gain. So 2nd and 10, let's do it again. Brandon Baney with Sam Buffington tonight here on IdahoSports.com, braving the cold. Now, Sam brought gloves, but, you know, he says Brandon can't wear gloves during the broadcast because I got to write stats and stuff. Sam says in solidarity, I'm not wearing gloves either. Appreciate it, Sam. Our fingers will get cold out here in the October night. Halloween night as well, 2nd and 10. Shepard, little backside screen complete to the tight end. That is Pratt. Broke a tackle to the 30 and the 29 and a gain of 10 and a first down. Hayes Pratt with his first reception tonight. 10 yards on the nose and a first down here for Salmon River. And again, on a cold night like this, you better make sure you've got both arms wrapped up on that ball carrier. We've already seen a couple of times Riley Davis and then Hayes Pratt shaking off defenders like rag dolls. So 1st and 10 for the Savages. Ball is at the Wallace 29-yard line, 10-10 to play here in the 3rd. Man in motion is Cable. They'll sling it in the flat to Davis. There's Davis with room to run. Inside the 10, inside the 5, into the end zone for the Salmon River touchdown. A 39-yard touchdown strike from Shepard to Davis. And we are a 2-point conversion away from a tie ball game. So 39 yards from Shepard to Davis. And that's exactly what the Savages of Salmon River needed on their opening drive of this second half. But can they get the 2-point conversion? Trailing 30-28 here with 9:57 to play in the 3rd. Shepard to Davis, up the middle and in for the 2-point conversion. We're tied at 30. Well, buckle up, folks. We're in for a whale of a second half here in Silverton. Shepard Sawmill and Log Homes Incorporated is a family business that's very involved in their community and school. They can take care of all your building needs from under the ground and up. They're experts in residential construction as well as log homes, shops, barns, and outbuildings. Shepard Sawmill and Log Homes also has you covered if you need excavation, septic system, building materials, concrete work, custom sawing, beams, and more. Find out more about Shepard Sawmill and Log Homes online at shepardsloghomes.com or call them at 208-628-3563. Well, we are all tied up 30-30 here in the 3rd. And ready to kick it deep for the Savages of Salmon River is Riley Davis. Lennox Radford back deep to return here for the Miners. They'll kick it towards the sideline. That is going to be scooped up by Radford at the 19. Dropped it, picks it back up. Now a return out to the 22-yard line or thereabouts, where it'll be 1st and 10. On a cold night like this, that ball is like a rock. So 1st and 10 for the Wallace Miners. Miller will keep it up the middle. Stood up around the 25-yard line. That's a nice 5-yard run there on 1st down. To make it 2nd and 5.
5-yard gain on the play, 2nd down.
2nd and 5. Will sling it out. Complete. This is Radford breaking tackles. Out of bounds just shy of the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 13 and a first down. And that is the first guy not named Hank Larson to come up with a catch tonight for the Miners. Lennox Radford on the reception. First and 10 from the 43, lobbing it, a lot of contact, and there's the flag. They were looking for Gus Scott, the big tight end, and he just got tangled up there with Hayes Pratt that time, and Pratt's going to be flagged for pass interference.
Pass interference against the Savages. 15-yard penalty, automatic. First down. Go Miners, stay fired up.
First and 10. Miller on the rollout. It's intercepted. That ball picked off. This is Shepard going back the other direction. Inside the 30. Inside the 20. And a game-changing interception by Blake Shepard. It'll be first and 10 for Salmon River inside the Wallace red zone. The first interception thrown of the season for Cooper Miller. And it's the opposing quarterback, Shepard, who picks him off. Game-changing interception potentially if Salmon River can convert.
Go get tough on me, boys.
First and 10. On the edge, this is Malachi Cable into the end zone. Touchdown, Salmon River. Shepard hits Malachi Cable for a 19-yard touchdown. And Salmon River leads for the first time since 8-0. What a change of events here. And now the Savages will line up and go for two. They give to Davis. Up the middle. He's in. 38-30. Salmon River with 8:32 to play in the third.
Hey, get fired up, Miners, come on.
Since 1987, Vicki Heath and everyone at Heath Realty have been serving Riggins and the surrounding area, helping their friends and neighbors find their fit, whether that be commercial, residential, or even ranches. Heath Realty wishes the Savages the best of luck at state this year. Blake Shepard with an interception of Cooper Miller, his first of the season. That's the first interception Cooper Miller has thrown. And then a 19-yard touchdown pass from Shepard to Malachi Cable. And all of a sudden, 38-30, Salmon River leads for the first time since the first quarter. On the return, this is a big opportunity. Lennox Radford across the 40, the 30, the 20, the zone. Kickoff return for a touchdown. But penalty flag comes out at the 40-yard line of Salmon River. Hold the phone. Lennox Radford says, "Oh, dog, you're going to do me like that?" And it will. Oh, it's a sideline warning against Wallace. And the touchdown will stand. Where did he field that ball at? A 95-yard touchdown on the kick return by Lennox Radford. Hello, doctor. And just like that, 34-36, and Wallace again within a 2-point conversion of a tie game. 95-yard kick return for a touchdown. With 8:13 to play in the third. Miller crunched, lost it. 2-point conversion denied, and it will stay 38-36. Congratulations to the Wallace football team from the crew at Wallace Ace Hardware, Northwest Mine Supply, Pressed on Pine, and 1910 Coffee Company. They're wishing the Miners all the best of luck in the playoffs. Well, a 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Lennox Radford, but Wallace does not get the 2-point conversion. So Salmon River, for the moment, still on top here, 38-36. The kickoffs had been fairly mundane to this point, but with a game breaker like Radford.
Onside kick recovered by the Savages. Number 21, Crack. Ball will be spotted at the 49-yard line.
First and 10 for Salmon River from the Wallace 49. Davis gets the call and crashes ahead for 2.
Davis on the carry. Tackle made by Corsic and Pierce.
And yeah, they're going to move that down marker? Yeah, okay. A gain of 1 officially there for Davis. 2nd and 9 for Salmon River. A 38-36 lead for the Savages with 7:45 to play in the third. Really good battle here. Salmon River looking for their first playoff win since 2018. This is Davis again, bowling ahead for another yard. 2nd and 8. Or 3rd and 8, excuse me. And for Wallace, we mentioned it, their last playoff win came in 2011. That came in the 1A D1 state quarterfinals against Potlatch. 7 minutes to play in the third. A 38-36 lead for Salmon River, and a 3rd and 8 for the Savages. Shepard, back to pass, feeling the heat, now will take off and run, and nowhere to go. Swallowed up by Marley Pierce. A gain of only a yard, and it's 4th and 7.
Tackle made by Pierce. 1 yard gain on the play. 4th down.
Shepard thought he had evaded the rush, but that pocket collapsed in a hurry. Salmon River going to go for it here on 4th and 7 with the ball at the Wallace 45-yard line. Now, Riley Davis has punted it several times this year, but it does look like the offense is going to stay out there. Wallace, conversely, has punted once this year, and it was blocked. That's what Coach Jared Young told us pregame. 4th and 7, Shepherd feeling the heat. Sacked by Reese Williams. Turnover on downs. So Shepherd sacked on 4th and 7. The Wallace pass rush pin in their ears back, and Reese Williams gets home. A turnover on downs on the sack by Williams. And Wallace takes over 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line. Wallace has been all about the big plays tonight, but they've also turned it over a couple of times. Cooper Miller threw his first interception of the season on their last possession, and that led to Salmon River taking the lead. Screen pass complete in the flat. Hank Larson again slips and slides across the 50 and the 45 and down to the Salmon River 44-yard line. It'll be 2nd and short here for the Miners. Gain of 8 there. Meanwhile, Hank Larson's 9th grab of the night. Well over 200 yards. 2nd down and 2 here for the Miners. Miller in an empty set, 4 wide. Quarterback draw. Miller has the first down and more. He may have the touchdown. He does. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Wallace. 43-yard touchdown run for Cooper Miller. And Wallace back in front. Again, Miller hits the hole hard and explodes. 43-yard touchdown run. And Wallace in front 42-38 with the 2-point try still to come here. 5:15 to play in the 3rd. Miller, draw, still going, and he's in. (44-38). Wallace back in front. Back and forth we go. Salmon River Realty is a full-service real estate company. They strive to bring sellers and buyers together to complete the best sale for both parties. Call Abby Tucker, broker, at 208-921-0634, or associate broker Vicky Lowe at 208-791-3320. Salmon River Realty wants to wish the football team good luck in the playoffs. A 43-yard touchdown run by Cooper Miller, the latest score. I'm running out of room on my score sheet here, Sam. I've got not much room left. I'm writing as tiny as I can, but tell you what, these two offenses putting on a show tonight. This is 8-man football at its finest. And luckily, that kickoff rolls out of bounds because that went through the breadbasket of Shepherd. And that'll be a penalty to boot against Wallace for the illegal procedure. Playoff games happening all around the state of Idaho.
No penalty on the play. Ball was touched by a Salmon River player. Ball will be spotted at the 37-yard line. First down, Salmon.
First and 10 for Salmon River. Shepard on the draw. Will get a yard.
Shepard on the carry. Tackle made by Williams and Morrison.
It's going to be 2nd and 9 for the Savages.
1 yard gain on the play. Second.
Davis again, tackled from behind by Ashton Holbert that time. And Davis will pick up 2. 3rd and 7. 4:05 to play here in the third. Third and 7, pass short and incomplete. So 4th down now for Salmon River.
Stone on the coverage. It'll bring up 4th down.
And on 4th and 7, a sack by Marley Pierce. And another turnover on downs for the Wallace defense.
Earlier today, the Lady Miners won in the state playoffs for volleyball, and they will play again tonight at 8 in Post Hall.
First and 10 for the Wallace Miners after the turnover on downs. Holbert gets the call. And we'll take it across the 40 to the 38-yard line. Gain of 2 there on first down for Holbert. No! A fumble and recovered by Salmon River. That ball came out at the very end of the play, and Salmon River with their 2nd fumble recovery of the night. And just like that, the Savages get it back. I'm not even sure who recovered that. It all happened so quickly. But another fumble recovery for Salmon River. And now it's the Savages with an opportunity here. Their 3rd takeaway of the night. 2 fumble recoveries and an interception. 3:33 to play in the third. Shepard on the rollout from his own 38. Going deep. Has a man in stride. Inside the 30, the 20, the 10. Malachi Cable all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Salmon River. That is a 62-yard touchdown. And we are tied at 44. Pivotal 2-point conversion here. Salmon River could retake the lead with a successful conversion. High snap. Shepard pitches to Davis. He's in! Salmon River in front, 46-44. The scoring barrage continues here in Silverton with 3:22 to play in the third. Salmon River Electric proudly serves Riggins, Grangeville, New Meadows, McCall, and beyond. Let Salmon River Electric know how they can help you with your winter electrical projects. Levi Tucker and his crew are proud to support the student athletes in the area. Good luck at state to the Salmon River football team. Boy, in terms of total time elapsed, the third quarter alone may be longer than our entire first half. This game at halftime was 30-22 in favor of Wallace. It is now 46-44 Salmon River here in the third. And we still have 3:22 to play in the third as well. Squibber recovered by Hank Larson right at the 50-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10. First and 10. Miller from the 50. Wants it all for Radford. Overshot him, incomplete. Trying to dial up the home run ball again, which, by the way, speaking of home runs, the way the Los Angeles Dodgers are playing right now, it sounds like the World Series is going to go to a 7th and final game tomorrow night. Sam, are you a baseball fan? So-so? Okay. Sam's favorite sport, basketball, is starting soon. Both of these schools should be pretty good in basketball, especially on the girls' side. Salmon River got to state last year. 2nd and 10 from the 50. Miller on the draw. Will cut to the outside. Penalty flag comes out. It is a 4-yard run for Miller, but maybe coming back on a hold. We will wait and see what the call is here. It is holding against Wallace. Ashton Holbert comes off the field a little hobbled. We sure hope he's all right. Two-way starter at running back and defensive end. So while they tend to Holbert on the sideline, looks like Lennox Radford will take over at the running back position in the backfield here. 2nd down and 19 for the Miners. From their own 40, Miller on the sweep, nowhere to go. Riley Davis meets him head on for no gain. Maybe a gain of a yard. We'll see where they spot it. Yeah, they'll give Miller 1 yard on that scramble. And 3rd down and forever. 3rd and 18 here for the Miners from their own 41-yard line. 2:35 and counting in this third quarter, and a 2-point lead for Salmon River at 46-44. Blake Rose, sophomore, has come in at wide receiver. And meanwhile, Lennox Radford has moved from receiver to running back. That is to replace the injured Ashton Holbert, who is shaking off that lower leg injury on the sidelines. 3rd and 19. Miller with time, taking a deep shot downfield. It's Larson! It's caught in stride and tackled at the 15-yard line. That is a 46-yard bomb for a first down. Hank Larson, his 10th grab of the night, and he's got to be climbing towards 270 yards receiving. We'll see if we can get his totals added up here. 1st and 10 for Wallace. Ball right at the 15-yard line. Screen pass. Radford complete. Makes one man miss. Turns on the Jets. Breaks the tackle into the end zone. Touchdown, Wallace. 15-yard touchdown from Miller to Radford. And Wallace back in front. 50-46. Miners will line up and go for 2. Try and push the lead out to 6. Here with 1:27 to play in the third. Miller on the out route completes it for the 2-point conversion. Or did he drop it? Let's see. Yeah, they're going to say incomplete there to Larson. So incomplete pass. It remains a 4-point game at 50-46. And I guess, Sam, 50-46 is the spot where I officially run out of room on the score sheet here. So I'm going to have to, I don't know, flip my paper over and keep writing on the other side, I guess. I don't know. Wild game here. 50-46, Wallace with 1:27 to play in the third. We got a whole fourth quarter to go still. We talked about it, both of these teams, high potency. The Miners will kick off here. Rossi Korosik, after they reclaim the lead on a 15-yard touchdown pass from Cooper Miller to Lennox Radford. That was set up by the 46-yard bomb to Hank Larson on 3rd and 18. Needed 18? Yeah, let's get 46. Why not? Squibber. Off of Pratt, and it's recovered by Wallace! It's happened a couple of times tonight where it's bounced off of a Salmon River man. They've always managed to fall back on top of it or have it roll out of bounds, but that time smacks off the chest of Hayes Pratt, and Wallace recovers the onside kick. And the Miners get it right back. It'll be 1st and 10 for Wallace at the Salmon River 49. And you can see it out there, Salmon River starting to get a little gassed. They pretty much play all their guys both ways. There are only 4 players available on the Salmon River sideline that are suited up tonight. Actually, it might be 5, but either way, Wallace definitely has the superior depth. They'll give up the middle here to Hank Larson. And Larson will take it for a gain of a yard to make it 2nd and 9. Bless you. Oh, I thought it was a sneeze. Sam says it was a cough. Either way, you know what? God bless you, Sam. 1 yard gain for Hank Larson, his first carry tonight. Wallace ahead. 46-50. 50 seconds and rolling here in the third quarter. I formation this time. Miller under center. Bootleg, Miller looking for the edge, scampers out of bounds around the 42-yard line. We'll see where they mark him out at. Yeah, it's going to be right around the 43, so a gain of 6 there for Miller brings up 3rd and 4. Miller did get out of bounds, which stops the clock with 38 seconds to play in the third. 3rd and 4. They've got to get to the 39 for the first down. Naked bootleg. Miller on the rollout. Fires to Scott, the tight end. And a first down to the 30-yard line. Gain of 13 and a first down. And that is Gus Scott's second reception of the night. He caught a 2-point conversion on a fade route. That seems like that was 5 years ago. That was way back in the second quarter. Inside of 10 seconds to play in the third. Will Wallace get one more playoff here? First and 10 from the Salmon River 30. They will try and get one more play. Hard count for Miller. Trying to get Salmon River to jump. They don't bite. And we will go to the fourth with Wallace ahead, 50-46 and on the move. Don't go anywhere. A barn burner in Silverton. And we're back with the fourth quarter right after this. You're watching the 2025 Idaho High School Football Playoffs and IdahoSports.com GameStreams production on the NFHS Network.
Idaho's 529 can be used at any in-state or out-of-state 2- or 4-year college or university. Can be used at a trade school for an apprenticeship.
Whatever it is that your kid is interested in, that's available for them to use the fund.
I really like the flexibility. It gives Wild the opportunity to pursue a whole array of training.
So whatever your child's passion is, you can support that.
To learn more, go to idsaves.org.
Welcome back to Sather Field in Wallace. Actually in Silverton, home of the Wallace Miners, as we get ready for the fourth and final quarter of action. Brandon Bainey alongside Sam Buffington tonight here on IdahoSports.com and the NFHS Network. 50-46 lead for Wallace as we start the fourth. It'll be first and 10 for the Miners. Ball at the Salmon River 34-yard line. Miller, quarterback draw, nowhere to go. Brought down back at the 35-yard line. Good sportsmanship at the end of the play there by Salmon River's Zayden Rambo. So Rambo with the tackle for loss, and Miller loses 4 yards. So it will be second down and 14 for the Miners. Ball back at the Salmon River 33-yard line. 3-receiver formation here. Miller on the rollout, off his back foot. Short, intended for Radford there. Felt the heat that time and just had to fling it downfield and on a wing and a prayer. And it's now 3rd and 14 for the Miners. 11-17 to go in this one. And timeout by the Miners. Let's take a look at the Friday night flash on IdahoSports.com. Playoff games around the state right now in 6A. Madison a 10-7 lead over Boise. Middleton up 29-14 over Capital. Mountain View ahead of Highland 21-0. Rocky Mountain shutting out of Waihe 24-0. Other 2A games, Prairie defeated Valley already 50-44. Cami beats Glens Ferry 86-22. Logos leads Oakley 32-0. Hagerman up on Potlatch 30-6. Little dump off for Lennox Radford on 3rd and 14. Ball comes out! Did Wallace jump back on top of that, or did Salmon River get their 3rd fumble recovery of the night? It looks like Wallace fell back on top of that. Reese Williams, Johnny on the spot. So Radford with the reception. We'll see how close he got to the first down. I think Reese Williams may have gotten the wind knocked out of him as he fell back on top of that ball. Nice job by the offensive guard, Reese Williams, to jump on that as Lennox Radford fumbled at the end of that reception. And again, we'll see where they mark it down officially here. Also tonight in the 1A state playoffs on the road, Garden Valley, a 32-0 lead over Chalice. And Reese Williams hopping on one leg off the field here for the Miners. We sure hope he's all right. Another 2A player, offensive guard and defensive end. It's been a big part of what Wallace has been doing tonight up front. And taking his spot in the lineup here. It looks like they may just go with an extra tight end. Yeah, Marley Pierce has come in as an extra tight end, essentially. He'll be in there to block. Miller on 4th and 4, in trouble, trying to get away, cannot! Zayden Rambo with the sack on 4th down. And a turnover on downs to the Salmon River Savages. Boy, Miller loses about 12 yards on that sack. As Zayden Rambo coming through with the sack. Phenomenal. Just when you think you've seen it all. And now Salmon River with 10:42 to play. A chance to reclaim the lead, trailing 50-46. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Savages from their own 45-yard line. Shepard gives to Davis up the middle. And Davis picks up 5, closer to 6. Ashton Holbert on the tackle. Great to see him back in there for the Miners. So it's 2nd and 4 here for the Salmon River Savages. And just the next time they get to the line of scrimmage, look at the uniforms of Shepard and Davis. They are no longer white. They are completely brown and speckled with mud. Everybody else seems fairly clean. But those two, they've earned it tonight. 2nd and 4. Shepard out of the pistol. Gives to Davis. Has the first down. Tried the high hurdle. Holbert brings him down. But across the 50 to the Wallace 48-yard line is Riley Davis. Another gain of 6 and a first down. And now it's Davis a little slow to get up here for Salmon River. And this is a significant loss for Salmon River. Might just be cramping in that calf. They're going to stretch it out here. And I mean, geez, Riley Davis does it all. He's the leading rusher, leading tackler on defense, does the kickoffs. And Riley Davis is back up. Just needed the calf stretched out there. And that was head coach Ty Medley who came out there and did the honors. And Coach Medley's going to take the opportunity to shout an instruction or two. Now, Davis has to leave the game because it required a stoppage of play. So Davis will check out, get a little water on the sideline, and the new running back in there for Salmon River will be Yusefa Case, the sophomore. So Case lines up in the backfield alongside Shepard here on 1st and 10 from the Wallace 48-yard line, actually the 49. Shepard will keep up the middle for a gain of 3. Holbert on the tackle. Oh, and they do give him a little extra yard there, so Gain of 4 to make it 2nd and 6. Meanwhile, that clock continuing to wind here. 9:20 to play. This has been a back-and-forth affair all night. 2nd down and 6 here for the Savages. Shepard out of the gun. Gives to Riley Davis. Back in there after his one-play breather. His one-play sabbatical. Davis for 2 more. It's 3rd and 3.
2-yard gain on the play. 3rd down.
It is 3rd down and a long 3 here for Salmon River. And right now, you could hear a pin drop at Sather Field. The home crowd not making any noise here on 3rd down. 3rd and 4, play action. Shepard pulls it out in the flat, completes to Cable. Has the block, has the 1st down to the 30-yard line. Nice backside screen to Malachi Cable to the 29-yard line. A gain of 12 and a 1st down. And now it's Malachi Cable a little slow to get up, and he is cramping out there. You think of cramping in warm weather at the start of the season, but you can definitely cramp up in the cold of the playoffs as well. And meanwhile, 8:18 to play. Reese Williams just came back into the game for Wallace, so nice to see him back out there after he left with that ankle injury. .8:15 and counting in this ball game. Wallace hanging on to a 50-46 lead, but Salmon River is on the move. 1st and 10 for the Savages from the Wallace 29-yard line. Shepard alone in an empty set here. Quarterback draw, and brought down immediately by Rossi Korosik. Shepard still, though, was able to squeeze out a yard or 2 on the run. They're going to give him a half a yard officially, so we'll say no gain for Shepard. Nice job by Rossi Korosik in there on the tackle for the Miners. It's 2nd and 10 for Salmon River. We're down to 7:25 to play in this one now. Davis, straight up the middle, has a seam, has the end zone, touchdown Salmon River! Riley Davis from 29 yards out, and the Savages back in front. (52-50). And again, another 2-point conversion upcoming here for Salmon River. Try and extend the lead to 4. Shepard on the keepers, got it. Oh, flag on the play, though. Hold the phone. The headline, though, Riley Davis, 29-yard touchdown run with 7:15 to play. Illegal shift against the Savages. So they'll line up and go for 2 again here, but this time it'll be from the 7 instead of from the 2. So they will retry here. What a fantastic game this has been tonight on IdahoSports.com and the NFHS Network. Shepard out of the gun with Davis. They fake to Davis. Shepard looking for that backside fade to Davis. He's got it for the 2-point. No. Oh. He had it and then lost it as he went to the ground. Nearly an incredible reception on the wheel route by Riley Davis, but it falls incomplete. And so 52-50. Salmon River with 7:15 to play. Don't go anywhere. We're back right after this. You're watching an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the 2025 Idaho High School Football Playoffs on the NFHS Network.
It's that time again. Time to get the health insurance you need for next year. Open enrollment is the time for you to enroll in, renew, or change your coverage. At Your Health Idaho, you can save money with a tax credit on the plan that's best for you and your family. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends December 15th. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. Enroll by December 15th.
Welcome back to Sather Field. Here's the kickoff over the head of Gus Scott. It will roll out of bounds for an illegal procedure penalty. Brandon Maney alongside Sam Buffington here at Sather Field in Silverton, where the Salmon River Savages have retaken the lead 52-50 on a 29-yard touchdown run by Riley Davis. So after that illegal procedure penalty, it'll be 1st and 10 for Wallace from their own 30-yard line. The Miners down 2 with 7:15 to play. You get the feeling that whoever has the ball last might win this game tonight here on Halloween night. Miller going for the deep ball. Has his man. It's Larson! Larson inside the 10 and brought down there. Hank Larson all the way down to the 12-yard line for a first down. That is a 58-yard bomb from Miller to Larson. Hank Larson has done it again. His 11th reception of the night. On the rollout, Miller, 1st and 10 from the 12. Gets a block! Gets the corner! Touchdown, Wallace! 12-yard touchdown run for Cooper Miller. And Wallace back in front, 56-52. A 2-point conversion makes it a 6-point lead. This is a pivotal one here for the Miners. Cooper Miller. A 12-yard touchdown run. And what can Wallace do on the 2-point try here? The lob, it's intercepted. Salmon River cannot return that, and so Malachi Cable comes down with the interception on the 2-point conversion, and it remains 56-52. A touchdown by Salmon River would give them the lead back. And oh, by the way, on that last reception by Hank Larson, over 300 yards receiving on the night. He's at 326. Just an all-timer. All-time performance, all-time game. Salmon River and Wallace. The Miners in front, 56-52, with 6:28 to play. Back in a moment here on IdahoSports.com and the NFHS Network.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Back at Sather Field in Silverton, Brandon Bainey alongside Sam Buffington, where you'll be shocked to hear this. The lead is traded hands once again. Wallace finds the end zone on the 12-yard run by Cooper Miller. 2-point pass, no good, though, and so it's 56-52 Miners. Squib kick, fielded and recovered by Salmon River. All right, Savages, your time to answer. This has been punch, counterpunch all night. Can Salmon River reach into the bag of tricks once more here? Appropriately enough on a night where everyone trick-or-treats. First and 10 for Salmon River from their own 49-yard line. Davis across the 50 to the Wallace 49-yard line.
Davis on a carry. Tackle made by Pierce.
That is a gain of 2.
2-yard gain on the play, second down.
And second down and 8. 6 minutes to go. And because of the missed 2-point conversions on both sides, whoever takes the lead last will probably win. Right now, Salmon River down 4. Shepard with plenty of time. Now going to flush out to the right and throw it away. Nobody close. He was outside of the pocket, so no intentional grounding there. But it is 3rd and 8. Third and 8 for the Miners. 5:38 to go. Actually, for the Savages, excuse me. 5:38 to go. Shepard out of the gun. Feeling the heat. Escapes for a moment. Throws it downfield for Cable. He's got it! Down to the 21 and a first down. A gain of 27 and a first down. And again, Shepard just flung that in the air, and Malachi Cable came down with it. First and 10 for Salmon River. Ball at the Wallace 21-yard line with 5:10 and counting in this one. And Salmon River cooking once again here, trailing by 4, 56-52. Shepard. Hands off to Davis. Shakes off the tackler. Down the sideline. Still going and out of bounds inside the 10. Where are they going to mark this one at? Down to the 5, maybe the 6-yard line. It'll be first and goal for Salmon River. And that is a gain of 15 and a first down. So first and goal from the 6 for Salmon River. 4:44 to play. Savages trailing 56-52. Shepard takes the snap up the middle to about the 4. Might mark him back at the 5. 1-yard gain there. Spencer Strange and on the tackle for Wallace. Second and goal from the 5. Meanwhile, the clock continues to burn. We're down to 4:15 and counting. 56-52 lead for Wallace. But Salmon River trying to answer the call once more. Second and goal from the 5. Shepard trying to get his man in motion. Finally, Cable goes. Davis up the middle, cuts inside. He's going to be down at the 1. 3rd and goal. Now they overrule it and say touchdown. 5-yard touchdown for Riley Davis. 58-56, Salmon River back in front. And again, Salmon River will line up and go for 2. Fifth rushing touchdown of the night for Riley Davis. 2-point conversion. Shepard jukes one man, pitches to Davis, picks it up off the ground, and they're going to say incomplete. So the 2-point conversion fails, and it remains a 2-point game, 58-56, Salmon River. With 3:39 to go. It may be cold and chilly on this Halloween night, but the action heating up in Silverton. Back in a moment, you're watching the 2025 Idaho High School Football Playoffs and IdahoSports.com GameStreams production on the NFHS Network.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Welcome back to Silverton and Sather Field. Brandon Bainey alongside Sam Buffington. Opening round of the Class 1A football playoffs with 3:39 to go. Salmon River 58. Wallace 56. The Savages retake the lead on the 5th rushing touchdown of the night for Riley Davis. And again, each one of these teams looking to snap lengthy playoff droughts. Salmon River has not tasted victory in the postseason since 2018. And for Wallace, the last time the Miners got a win in the postseason was 2011. 14 long years for the Miners. And a 7-year drought for Salmon River. Riley Davis will kick off here for the Savages. I'm sure we'll see another squibber. It's scooped up and knelt on by Evan Strange. All right. Gut check time for Wallace as these two teams continue to trade blows. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Miners, starting from their own 48-yard line. They have 3:38 to work with, which, the way these two teams have been racking up the points, that's an eternity. Miller will line up in the shotgun. 2 backs in front of him here. Salmon River rushes 2. Miller on the out. Throws it a little wide of the target. Hank Larson, incomplete. And oh, by the way, Larson tonight, 11 grabs for 326 yards. A couple of touchdowns in there as well. Incomplete pass makes it 2nd and 10. And again, as a reminder, this game was 30-22 at halftime. Now sitting at 58-56. Wallace had the lead at the half, 30-22. 2nd and 10, Miller out of the shotgun. Quarterback keeper runs into his blocker and gets pushed ahead for maybe 2 yards. Right at the 50-yard line, it'll be 3rd and 8. So 3rd and 8 for the Miners. Ball right at the 50-yard line. 3:10 and counting. And the Miners trailing by 2, 58-56. Two receivers stacked to either side. Miller, screen, completes it. breaks a tackle. Lennox Radford, a second broken tackle. And down to the Salmon River 35-yard line for the first down. 15-yard completion on the screen from Miller to Radford. And Radford did most of the heavy lifting on that, making not one but two men miss. And so 1st and 10 for Wallace. Ball at the Salmon River, 35-yard line. We're down to 2:30 to play. Wallace, it's kind of a tightrope. They want to take as much time as they can, but they also have to make sure they score. 1st and 10. Wallace, keeper off the left side, the 30, the 20, still going down the sideline, and steps out of bounds just shy of the 15-yard line. Officially, they will mark it at the 16-yard line. So, actually the 17-yard line, so a gain of 17 on that run for Cooper Miller. 1st and 10 for Wallace from the Salmon River 17, 2:12 to play. Miller will keep it straight up the middle, has the seam, into the end zone, touchdown Wallace. 17-yard touchdown run for Cooper Miller. And Wallace back in front, 62-58. And again, it's been a minute since either team converted a 2-point conversion here. Cooper Miller scores from 17 yards out. And now, again, a crucial 2-point conversion here to try and make it a 6-point game. Miller on the sweep, has it. And Wallace in front by 6, 64-58. With 2:06 to go. We'll be back right after this break. You're watching an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the 2025 Idaho High School Football Playoffs on the NFHS Network.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Welcome back to Sather Field in Wallace. Brandon Bainey alongside Sam Buffington here on IdahoSports.com. And a thoroughly entertaining 1A playoff opener here between Salmon River and Wallace. Wallace retakes the lead on a 17-yard touchdown run by Cooper Miller. So it's 64-58, and Wallace got the critical 2-point conversion, so they are now ahead by 6 with 2:10 to play, or 2:06 to play. Squib kick will stay in bounds, and Max Peterson had no choice but to go for it there for Salmon River. He touches it, it rolls out of bounds, and this is the worst starting field position by either side in some time here. Another player cramping up here for Salmon River. And again, Ty Medley, their head coach, will come out and help him stretch out. Well, since the second half began, these teams have traded leads. Well, let's see. Being helped up off the field here after the play. And Salmon River will get to work here. These teams have traded the lead 8 times in this second half of action. Just insane. 1st and 10 for Salmon River, starting from their own 35-yard line. And the Savages with 2:06 to work with. We've said it all night. Whichever team has the ball last, probably the team that's going to win. Right now, that's Salmon River. They've got 2:06 to work with. They have to go 65 yards to pay dirt. Shepard, empty set on first down. Slinging it, sidearmed. It's dropped by Riley Davis. Maybe a little extra heat on that fastball from Shepard. And that ball's got to be hard as a rock with how cold it is out here. So 2nd and 10 now for the Savages. And 2:01 to play. A little sidearm sling that time from Shepard. Again, an empty set. 3 receivers to the right, including Davis in the slot. Shepard rolling right, looking that way. Again, sidearm. Again has his man Davis. This time he hangs on and has the first down to the 49-yard line. A 14-yard connection. So Shepard hits Davis for a 14-yard completion to the 49-yard line, and another player injured here, this time on the Wallace side. Over on that far sideline, that's Ashton Holbert, I believe, the sophomore defensive end and running back. He's left a couple of times tonight. Marley Pierce has left the game tonight in return. Same with Reese Williams. These Wallace guys are tough, no doubt about it. At Salmon River, they have to be tough. They've only got like 4 players on the sideline available in reserve. A lot of it has been cramping tonight, a couple of lower leg injuries, but every player has been able to return. It'll be 1st and 10 for Salmon River from their own 49-yard line after this injury timeout here with 1:55 to play. And Holbert is going to be helped up here, and that came all the way over on the Salmon River sideline, so he's got to hop on 1 foot from one end of the field to the other, and here comes his teammate Strange to help him out. Spencer Strange giving his fellow defensive lineman a lift here. Great teamwork. And now Salmon River will break the huddle, and we will resume play. 1st and 10 for the Savages from their own 49 with 1:55 to play. Salmon River trailing by 6. Shepard with Pratt in motion. Deep drop, has time, throws it, it's caught! First catch of the night for Peterson, and Max Peterson, the sophomore, has the reception across the 45 to the 43. 1:35 and counting. They got to hurry up here. That was 8 yards to Peterson. And now the play is blown dead on a false start here by Salmon River, as they were out of sorts a little bit there. We were not getting to the line of scrimmage in too much of a hurry. Meanwhile, the time was rolling off the clock. Then they sped up, and it leads to a false start. So instead of 2nd and 4, now it's 2nd down and 8 with 1:28 to play. So it's 2nd down and 8 for Salmon River. Ball at the Wallace 48-yard line. Shepard on the rollout. In trouble. Off his back foot. It's dropped by Davis. 3rd and 8. Rossi Korosik bringing the rush that time, and Shepard just had to get rid of it. It's 3rd down and 8 for Salmon River with 1:17 on the clock. The ball at the Wallace 48-yard line. They've got to get to the 40 for the first down. And now this Wallace crowd coming alive a little bit. And again, a lighter crowd than usual because both Salmon River and Wallace are competing in state volleyball tournaments in Post Falls and Coeur d'Alene respectively, just an hour away from Silverton. 3rd and 8. Shepard has time. Gonna line it up deep. It's caught by Malachi Cable. Cable with the reception to the 25-yard line. And a first down. Gain of 23 yards. The clock stops on the completion, but it will roll as soon as they set it. And the clock winding. We're down to 1:05 to go. Salmon River taking their time. It's 1st and 10 for the Savages with the ball at the Wallace 25-yard line. We're inside a minute to play. Salmon River trailing by 6. 1st and 10 from the Wallace 25. Shepard hands off to Davis, a run play. He is tackled for no gain, and now Salmon River has to burn one of their timeouts. Wow, Salmon River running it there with just 45 seconds to go. Their first timeout stops the clock as Davis was stopped for no gain. This has been a wild back and forth game all night. The leading stars outside of the quarterbacks, Cooper Miller for Wallace and Blake Shepard for Salmon River have both been phenomenal tonight. But Hank Larson, 11 catches, 326 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Wallace tonight. And for Salmon River, it has been Riley Davis with 5 touchdowns on the ground. And over 100 yards rushing. Salmon River, 2nd down and 9 officially from the Wallace 24. On the rollout, this is Shepard in trouble off his back foot. It is incomplete. Intended receiver was Riley Davis. It's 3rd and 9. And again, Wallace brought the heat defensively on the pass rush. 38 seconds to go. It is 3rd down and 9 for the Savages. Ball is at the Wallace 24-yard line. Salmon River still has 2 timeouts to work with here. And they're trailing by 6. 64-58. Shepard out of the gun on 3rd and 9. Taking a shot on the out route. A diving stab and incomplete. Again, trying to go on the out route. That was Hayes Pratt, the tight end that time, incomplete. And it all comes down to this. 4th and 9 for Salmon River. Ball at the Wallace 24-yard line. They have to get to the 15 for the first down. Salmon River has 2 timeouts remaining. They do not use one here. They've just got to find a way to convert with 33 seconds to go and trailing by 6. And now, Wallace takes the timeout. That is Wallace's first timeout of the second half. So our game reset. 33 seconds to go. Wallace leads Salmon River by 6, 64-58. Salmon River is facing a 4th and 9 from the Wallace 24-yard line. They've got to get to the 15 for the first down. Each side has 2 timeouts remaining. And here's what's at stake. Salmon River with a touchdown ties the game with a successful 2-point conversion. They go ahead by 2 points. Wallace with a stop here can pretty much ice the clock and finish off the game. So this game and which team advances beyond the first round of the playoffs hinges on this next play. Salmon River has not won a playoff game since 2018. Wallace has not won a playoff game since 2011. 4th and 9 for the Savages. Shepard alone out of the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, including Davis in the slot. Shepard has time. Throws a lobber. It's caught by Davis, but not enough for the first down. Wallace takes over on downs. A 7-yard connection, but they needed 9. And Wallace will take over on downs. And with just 25 seconds to go, And only 2 timeouts remaining for Salmon River. Wallace can kneel on this and get out of here with a first-round win, barring some sort of calamitous misfortune. And I only bring that up as Wallace takes their second timeout of the second half here. I only bring that up because that field has been wet, it's been slick, it's been muddy tonight, and ball security has been a problem on both sides. Wallace in particular has had 3 fumbles tonight into the hands of Salmon River. For the moment, though, it appears that the Wallace Miners will survive in one of the all-time great shootouts, 64-58. We'll see if the Miners just line up in victory formation here. Cooper Miller going to kneel it down. Salmon River not going to use their timeouts. Classy move. And the clock will wind. The Wallace Miners, for the first time since 2011, 14 long years. And the Miners taste sweet, sweet victory in the postseason by the final score of 64-58 against Salmon River. And the celebration is on. They will be talking about this one for years to come. As Wallace, when they needed it most, gets one final 4th down stop and turns back Salmon River 64-58. The IdahoSports.com post-game show is headed your way next. You're watching an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the 2025 Idaho High School Football Playoffs on the NFHS Network.
It's that time again. Time to get the health insurance you need for next year. Open enrollment is the time for you to enroll in, renew, or change your coverage. At Your Health Idaho, you can save money with a tax credit on the plan that's best for you and your family. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends December 15th. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. Enroll by December 15th.
Okay, listen up. Right now, teens in Idaho have a higher than normal percentage of fatal car crashes. We're 2.6 times more likely to be in a crash. Why? Data shows we're not buckling up, not driving sober, speeding, and getting distracted by that little device we love to hate. So what are we going to do about it? It's time to buckle up, drive sober, slow down, and put our dang phone down. I mean, duh. Join the movement. Search Shift Idaho Teen to learn more.
Welcome into the IdahoSports.com post-game show. One final time from Sather Field in Silverton, where the Wallace Miners improved to 8-2 on the season, and they're moving on up to the quarterfinals of the 1A state playoffs. Next opponent to be determined. It all depends on who else wins in the opening round of the 1A state playoffs, and then everybody gets reseeded 1 through 8. Based upon the Max Preps rankings, Wallace will have to hit the road somewhere. So plan on traveling if you're a Wallace fan, just not sure where yet exactly. And for Salmon River, a really exciting season comes to a close. But the 6-4 mark, they come up 6 points shy and 2 yards shy on a 4th and 9 play where they picked up 7. And that pretty much decided the ballgame. Back here one final time, Brandon Maney alongside Sam Buffington, and it is time to hand out our IdahoSports.com Player of the Game, presented by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Reminding you to always keep your head in the game, whether you're on the field or on the road. Be in the moment and free from distractions. Well, our IdahoSports.com player of the game can go a lot of different ways. Cooper Miller certainly, had a fantastic night. But I think early on, when Wallace trailed in that first half and then kind of assumed control, every time they needed a big play, it was Hank Larson that they dialed up. He finishes with 11 grabs tonight, 11 receptions for 324 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also came up, 326 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also had a fumble recovery on defense. And so Hank Larson, the junior receiver and linebacker, is our IdahoSports.com player of the game, presented by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. And that will do it for this IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the 2025 Idaho High School Football Playoffs on the NFHS Network. This postseason broadcast has been presented by Project Filter, your local Toyota dealer, Your Health Idaho, Next Steps Idaho, Ideal, Idaho's College Savings Plan, the Idaho Bowl, Valleywide Cooperative, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. We also want to thank all of our great local sponsors and power boosters tonight for Salmon River, Cottonwood Community Federal Credit Union, Riggins Whitewater Market, Salmon River Realty, Salmon River Electric, Shepherd's Sawmill and Log Homes Incorporated, and Health Realty. And for Wallace, Wallace Ace Hardware, Northwest Mine Supply, Preston Pine, and 1910 Coffee Company. Big thanks to Athletic Director Corey Miller here at Wallace High School. He's also the offensive coordinator for the football team, and everybody else that helped make it such a smooth broadcast tonight here on IdahoSports.com as Wallace wins a playoff game for the first time since 2011. 64-58 the final over the Salmon River Savages. Led by our IdahoSports.com player of the game, presented by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety, Hank Larson. Again, 11 catches, 326 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a fumble recovery on defense. Big thanks to Sam Buffington tonight. Did an expert job running the camera. My name is Brandon Baney. Stay tuned to IdahoSports.com for the latest scores, playoff bracket updates, and quarterfinal matchups. IdahoSports.com is your #1 source for the most accurate high school football information in the state of Idaho. Until then, for Sam Buffington, I'm Brandon Baney. Good night, everybody, and God bless.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com GameStreams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of IdahoSports.com is strictly prohibited.